Welcome to your ultimate beginner's guide to mastering the Turkish alphabet. In this video, we'll take you on a step-by-step journey through the Turkish alphabet. Let's begin with the basics. The Turkish alphabet consists of 29 letters, each with its own unique sound and form. Unlike English, which uses the Latin alphabet, Turkish has its own distinct script derived from Arabic script. Are you ready to start your Turkish journey? Let's start with the first 5 letters. Our first stop is the letter A. In Turkish, it's pronounced as ah, similar to the A in father. Simple, isn't it? Next up is the letter B. This one is pretty straightforward, pronounced just like the English B in bird. So B in Turkish is beh. Now let's move on to a fun one, the letter C. In Turkish, it's pronounced J like the J in joy. A little tricky, but with a bit of practice, you'll be saying J like a pro. The fourth letter we'll tackle is a unique one, C. It's pronounced che, similar to the che in chair. It might seem a bit unusual, but don't worry, you'll get the hang of it soon. Our final letter for this segment is D, pronounced de in Turkish, much like the D in door. It's an easy one to remember, isn't it? Now let's take a quick recap. We started with A pronounced as A, moved on to B pronounced as be, then to C pronounced as J, followed by C pronounced as che, and finally D pronounced as de. But wait, there's one more letter to cover before we wrap up. The letter E. In Turkish, E is pronounced like the E in bed. Now that we have that covered, you've officially mastered the first 6 letters of the Turkish alphabet. Remember, it's all about practice. The more you repeat these letters, the more familiar they will become. So let's say them together one more time. A, be, j, che, de, e. Great job, we've just learned the first 5 Turkish letters. Let's keep going. Now that you're familiar with the first 5 letters, let's move on to the next ones. We'll begin with F, which is quite a friendly letter. In Turkish, F is pronounced fe, just like in English. Think of the word coffee. Turkish is a phonetic language. Each letter has only one sound, making it easier to learn. Next up is G. This one is pronounced like the ge in garden. Here's where things get a bit interesting. The third letter in this set is G. It is pronounced as yumuşak ge. This is a uniquely Turkish letter, and it doesn't have a direct English equivalent. It's often referred to as the silent or soft G. When it comes after a vowel, it lengthens that vowel sound. Moving on, we have H. This is pronounced just like the English he, as in house. There's no trick here, so you should have no trouble with this one. Now we've got I and I to cover. In Turkish, there are 2 forms of I, one with a dot and one without. First I, pronounced E with a glide. I with the dot, pronounced as E but with no glide. Finally J, which is pronounced as je. That's another 5 Turkish letters under our belt. Let's keep the momentum going. Feeling confident? Let's continue with our Turkish alphabet journey. We've already covered A through J, and now we'll be moving on to the next batch of letters, K through O. First up, we have the letter K. In Turkish, this is pronounced very much like the English K, as in kite. Next, we have L. This is pronounced like the sound le in love. Moving on, we looked at the letter M. This is pronounced like me. Next letter of the Turkish alphabet is N, pronounced as ne. Next up is O. This is pronounced as O. Finally, we reach O. Now, O is a unique letter in the Turkish pronounced with a rounded O sound. Well done. You're more than halfway through. Stay with us as we continue to unravel the intricacies of the Turkish alphabets. Our journey through the Turkish alphabet continues, and we're now moving into the territory of P through U. Let's dive right in. First up, we have the letter P, and it's pronounced as pe. Next, we have R. Now, this might be a bit tricky. In Turkish, the R is rolled slightly, creating a soft purring sound like rare. Then we have S, which is pronounced as se. Our next letter, S, doesn't exist in the English alphabet. This letter is pronounced like the sh in ship. Moving on, we have T. The Turkish T is pronounced as te. Next, we have U. In Turkish, U is pronounced like the U in book. It's a bit of a change from the English U, but with a bit of practice, it will become second nature. Last but not least, we have U. This is another letter that doesn't exist in the English alphabet. It's pronounced like oo. And there you have it. We've just covered the Turkish letters from P to U. But remember, practice makes perfect. Spend some time getting comfortable with these letters, especially the ones that are different from English. Ready to wrap up the Turkish alphabets? Here are the last ones. We start off with V. In Turkish, V is pronounced as V. Next up is Y. Now this might be a bit tricky. In Turkish, Y is pronounced as Ye. Finally, we have Z. This one is pronounced as Z. And there you have it, the last of the Turkish alphabets. With a bit of practice, you'll be pronouncing these letters like a true Turk in no time. Congratulations, you've just learned the entire Turkish alphabet. You've made it. Now let's summarize what we've learned today. We started with the first 5 letters, A to E. Remember, A is pronounced as A, B is pronounced as Be, C pronounced as J, C pronounced as Che, and D pronounced as De, E pronounced as E. Then we moved on to the next set, which was F to J. We learned that F is pronounced Fe, G pronounced as Ge, G pronounced as Yumusak Ge, H pronounced as He, first I pronounced as E with a glide, the second I pronounced as E with no glide, finally and J pronounced as Je. In the third set, we looked at K to O. We discovered that K is pronounced K, L pronounced as Le, M pronounced as Me, N pronounced as Ne, O pronounced as O pronounced with a rounded O sound. Next, we delved into alphabets P through U. We found out that P is pronounced as Pe, R pronounced as Re, S pronounced as Se, the other S pronounced as Sh like in ship, T pronounced as Te, the first U pronounced as U, finally U pronounced as U. Finally, we explored the last set of letters, which was V to Z. V was pronounced as Ve, the letter Y was pronounced as Ye, then Z, which was pronounced as Ze. And let's not forget there's no Q, W, or X in the Turkish alphabets. In conclusion, the Turkish alphabet is a unique system that requires practice to master. So keep practicing and soon you'll master the Turkish language. Thanks for joining us today, and see you in our next lesson.